on Geek Corner. This is your boy, Earth Smack the Mad Scientist, and welcome back to the Orange Phoenix Media Channel, one of the hottest black up-and-coming comic book YouTube channels on this side of the Dakotaverse. So today, we have a very special guest for you guys today. This company has been founded back in 2020, and it's called Midnight Comics, and stationed in Atlanta, Georgia, the first and largest black family-owned indie comic and manga company. And I have a co-founder of this company. It's the queen of Midnight Comics, Natasha Jones. How are you today?
Aside from these allergies, I'm great.
Listen, allergies got us, man.
Spring is beautiful, but it's evil.
Yes, yes.
And I'm
yes.
a spring baby, so that's unfortunate.
And see, I was born on Black History Month, so I'm like right there, and the weather just shifts right at the end of February, and then it gets kind of fickle. You know what I mean? It gets kind of fickle out there. So
my name literally means winter child, and I feel like there was a disconnect because I love the winter. I love the cold. I love cold weather. So I feel like my daughter's born in December. I feel like that's not fair.
So it skipped June. Was like, you know what? The daughter gonna take this.
Yeah, exactly.
She's gonna take this. So Tasha, I will say, what's funny about it is that I read The Gray before I knew who you were. And
heard that actually.
Yeah, because I look on Global Comics a lot, and I see some things, and I'm like, okay, if I see characters that look like me, I'm gonna just gravitate to it. So I was like, okay, let me add this, and I read it. I got mad, like, dang it, it's only 6 pages. I said, okay, I know this is a tease. I know what this is. I know what this is. And so, and then later on Threads, I know we added each other on Threads, and I did see you like prior to Threads, because there's Comics Unmasked, because you are also a part of that as well. So you and Jay Penumbra. And so I start diving. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay. This is Midnight. She's the queen of Midnight's Comics. I'm like, okie dokie. I'm like, oh yeah, I got to have you on the show now. Like it's a done deal here. So so tell me, like, you and your husband, because it's a marriage thing. So how did that come about? Like what made y'all come up with this idea of Midnight Comics?
Well, we've both always been lifelong nerds. We read comics, we play video games, we watch anime, we read manga. I'm a theater nerd. Like, he actually wrote a manga back in high school, and I've been writing since. It's exactly what you would expect from a high schooler who knows nothing about what the heck they're doing. But that manga did turn into 3 of the stories that we have now, which is our manga and 2 of our comics.
Okay.
Much better. But I've been writing since elementary school. Poetry, then prose. Then I would write stuff with my friends, and comics never really crossed my mind to write. It wasn't something I thought, yeah, that's something I can do as a Black woman. No, I'm gonna write novels. I went to college for theater, and I learned how to write scripts because I was studying theater. So years, not as many years as you would think, because we've been together since we were pretty young. But years after that, we're married, we have kids. We read and then watched Naruto. And this is the funny origin story that we tell everybody. We watched Naruto, we finished it, and we were just like, Madara should have whooped all their asses, and he should have won, and that should have been where it ended. We didn't need Kaguya to be added. I mean, he himself admitted that he added Kaguya because he didn't know how to get them to beat Madara, because he made Madara too strong. He was like, well, good, let him win. They don't have to win. Bad guys can win every so often. Characters can stay dead every so often and not have to be brought back with the Dragon Balls or the Speed Force or whatever else we bring them back with. Magic. Because we wanted to. Whatever. And we said, you know what? I said, we can make our own stories.
Uh-huh.
And he
Okay.
was like,
Okay.
I don't know.
And I definitely feel you on that one. Now,
Oop, yeah.
so I'll say, hold on just 1 second. One thing you got to realize about live shows, y'all, is that sometimes there are technical
Technology stupid.
difficulties, and I noticed something right here. So,
Yeah, you froze.
so very much so. So, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, and I'll be right back.
Yep, and I will do this.
Okay, here we go.
There you go.
All right. So, uh, total transparency. Total transparency. So, I look down at my bottom right corner of my computer, right? And it says that my computer's not plugged up. I was like, wait, I never unplugged it in the first place. So, I guess when I was filling it around, like it got slightly disconnected to the point where, yeah, so that's why it been kind of buffering the way it was because it's gaming laptop. So you know when the battery get a little
Oh,
low, it's gonna act kind of crazy. So, but I did hear what you were saying about Naruto though.
as we always said, you're not a real streamer unless you have audio or some kind of technology issues. We
Absolutely.
used to say that back in our Twitch streaming days all the time. Because no matter what, something's gonna break.
Every time. And you can rehearse it. You can do everything under the sun to make sure it's right. Soon as that thing hit live, yeah. It's just like, nah, you practice. You talk about practice? Like, no,
There's
well,
no
we
practice.
practice.
There just is.
It just is. So wait a minute, you said you Twitch stream. So what games have you
We used
Twitch
to.
stream?
We used to stream on Twitch. So back when we were streaming, oh, it was big. I know Tomb Raider had just come out, so I did Tomb Raider for Ladies' Night one time.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies' Night was on Fridays. Fight Night was on Tuesdays. We had a retro game night, and then we had movie night. So
Okay.
on Fight Night, we would stream. We found the we used to be really heavy on Xenoverse, and so for Fight Night, we would play lots of fighting games. We found a really involved Xenoverse community because a lot of Xenoverse streamers don't play online.
Nah, that's which is
My
weird.
husband was like, "Shit," because we're competitive. He was like, "Oh,
Mhm.
y'all want to fight? Let's run it." So Xenoverse became a big game for Fight Night, but then every so often we would do Tekken, we would do Street Fighter. I'm a big Tekken person. I've been playing Tekken since I was 5, 6, 7, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be like when it comes to fighting games, I used to be like very high level fighting gamer, like tournament level, like even up until fighters came in,
Okay.
and then life got busy and I don't really be on like that anymore. But for Ladies Night, I played Tomb Raider one time, and then I would like go through the library of the free games. You know, all the free games you have that you never actually get to.
Yes.
Just go through that and be like, all right, let's try this. Nope, next. All right, let's try this. Okay, this one's fun. We're playing this one tonight. And then for movie night, we would play like those movie games,
Yeah.
interactive movies, and we would just play that with some popcorn and all that stuff. If there was a decent enough audience, we would let them choose, make the choices for us.
Yeah.
And occasionally we do like XCOM was really big for us. and then we would make characters out of our viewers, and then they would usually die because XCOM. I wanted to stream Sims, but my personal gaming computer does not have enough power to play and stream
Mm-hmm.
Sims. Cause I be going. I am exactly what you think when you think of a Sims player.
You know what's funny about it is that I used to play the Burbs. I think it's called the Burbs.
Hmm.
It was on Xbox. So that was like my Sims game. Now when it comes to fighting games, ooh man. So I'm a 2D fighter. Like
Hmm.
I love SNK stuff.
Oh
Now
yeah,
take
you couldn't see me at that either. Our
oh
first, our first date, I whooped his ass at Tekken, and then we went to the arcade, and I whooped his ass at SNK version. Like
dang.
it wasn't a joke. And then another guy came up and was like, "Oh, I'll fight her," and I whooped his ass too. Uh, I did not play in these streets.
Okay, okay. And listen. After you finish with him,
Teach a man how to squabble.
Yeah, and this is a story he will tell anyone who listens about our first date.
that was your first date. You whooping
That
his
was our
ass.
first date. We went Tekken 6 had just come out, and to this day it's my favorite Tekken game.
Tekken 6 is okay.
Yeah, and you know how limited quantity there was for that one.
True,
And we
true.
went to GameStop to play it, and he was like, "Yeah, if I win, I get a kiss," and he lost. Uh,
Oh.
and then we went to the movies. Our movie theater used to have an arcade in it,
Uh-huh.
and SNK. I was like, "You don't want to see me at this one." I
Wait a minute.
don't.
Which SNK game? Was it King of Fighters, Fatal Fury, Samurai Showdown?
Oh no, it's versus.
Oh, you mean like Capcom
Yes,
versus SNK?
yes.
Which one?
That
One or
was one of
two?
my favorite arcade games. This was the first one.
Wow.
Ever played
Wow.
anything other than the first one? Don't.
Wow. So that means okay. So that means you got the Capcom Fighting Collection Part 2. You have that, don't you?
I wish I did.
Oh man, you got to
This
get
man's
that
been
also.
trying to buy me a fight stick, honestly, since we started dating, and I'm still waiting for my fight stick 15 years later.
Oh, see, you say 15 years. When is y'all wedding anniversary?
Our wedding, well, our marriage anniversary, because we got married and then we had a wedding later,
Got you.
is November 31st,
Ooh,
30th,
okay.
excuse me.
Okay. So, Mr. Jones, 15th marriage anniversary. Fight stick.
Well, 15 years together.
15 years together.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay.
We He asked me out, proposed, and we got married on the same day.
Oh, dang. Hey man, listen.
He's a
Okay.
big sap. Like, don't
Hey,
he
listen.
was determined.
I'm not mad at it cuz okay, think about it. Think about it. How many like black girl gamers that you run across like on average that you really know about like that? And I've run across quite a few cuz I go to cons and stuff like that, but like the average
Mhm.
person, like
Oh, back
going out.
then we were hiding
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I just had this conversation on Threads with your typical 50 women who play games and all they play is mobile games, mofos. But we knew each other in high school, so he already knew I played video games. He just thought he
Gotcha.
was better than me. He was
Oh,
wrong.
until until and what's crazy is that I said this when I was younger. I said, man, if I meet a girl that can beat me at a video game, that's the person I'm gonna marry. And what's funny about it is that my fiance did beat me at a video game. It wasn't nothing that I typically would play, but I play Crazy Taxi too a lot. Crazy Taxi is a thing.
It's fun.
She loves Mario Kart. She's that type person, and she's beat me a couple times at Mario Kart. Now, and it pissed me off. Yes, it did. But but at the same time, like, oh, you actually beat me at something because or any game we play is kind of like a back and forth thing. So
Mhm.
and I like that. I like that side of her. I'm like, okay, yep,
Yeah,
you're it.
that was us on Call of Duty. We used to do 1v1s on Call of Duty
Mm.
on
You waxing in?
Modern Warfare 2. We would do
Oh,
1v1s and we would go
oh.
back and forth.
So with me with Tekken, right? Tekken 2 is like my favorite. I like the background music. I like the theme music. If I play Tekken 8, I use the Tekken 2 soundtrack for the most part.
I'm good with that.
But it was a gap in me not playing Tekken because I ran across Dead or Alive too. And I was like, wow, I've never seen anything like this before. Like, I can knock people through walls. I feel like I'm in the actual fight, you know, knocking them through windows, going down buildings. It's like it continuous. You can reverse moves and all that stuff. So
Mm.
I was on Dead or
That was
Alive
the
for,
only thing I liked about Dead or Alive. Other than that, it just and I was good at it, but
yeah.
it wasn't my game.
You know what's funny though is that now that DO7 has been announced and that DOA 6 is coming back, called DOA 6 Last Round, is coming to
Mhm.
consoles. And the one thing we are asking for is rollback netcode. That's what we're asking for, right? We need that. If it's delay based, we don't want that. But I've noticed though, because I have DOA 6 on Steam, and so there's been an influx of players coming over to DOA playing, because when I'm like training or whatever, people
Mhm.
are chime in. There's lobbies where people are playing DOA 6 still.
Oh,
Crazy. And, you know, obviously
oh,
Virtual
that's
Fighter and all that stuff. Cause I'm a Virtual Fighter Dead or Alive player, but I do have Tekken 8 though. I do like Tekken 8. But
okay. Yeah,
man, 1v1s, man. Beating the hubby.
yeah.
Man,
You
it's what
missed
it
all the
is.
trash talk one.
See, that's subtle. See, well, I would say that's subtle because you drinking and it says boss lady on the mug, right? So you say that like, yeah, I'll beat him. I'll beat him. You see the boss lady mug. You yeah.
Oh, well, no.
So Midnight Comics. So today I will say I took a peek at Blue Morpho
Hmm.
and I was very much intrigued by that. And and I took a dive also in Soul as well. And I also took a dive into Gray, obviously, because Gray was my first run in with Midnight Comics. So coming up with the concepts of all these characters, like what made you come up? Let's start with the Gray, because that's like the first thing that I read from Midnight. So how did you come up with that concept of the Gray?
So as we were trying to figure out having some more superhero esque kind of type of characters, though I don't tend to call the Gray a superhero character outside of her own mind.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, we need some black women in STEM because I mean, yeah, we do have some, but it was like we need to see more of that,
Mm-hmm.
especially in a series that's going to keep going, so that black women can see black women in STEM more. And so we came up with the Gray. Initially, her name was Flux, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were just like, that just sounds so. So we changed it to the Gray for the measurement called the Grays that measures radiation. And we were like, okay, now what's she gonna do? My husband is obsessed with space. And so we decided to make her an experimental physicist. So she's studying space and black holes and all that stuff. And we were like, what would be really cool? And so we decided, okay, she'll study black holes. And now the gauntlets that are right there on the cover are powered by particle accelerators that create miniature black holes in them. And she's able to harness that power to do all kinds of things. So they can
Mm.
shoot, little blasts. They can do like all the things you could think of, since this is technically sci-fi, all the things you could think a black hole could do for us, they can do thanks to her research. So if she wanted to, well, excuse me, if she was allowed to create a cure for cancer, she could, but she's not allowed to. And we're like, okay, what is something else that we deal with? Oh, military industrial complex. They want to sell it to the military.
Mm-hmm.
She's not cool with that. She's very smart, but also very nerdy. She watches anime in actual issue one proper, not issue zero here. We do see her laying on the couch watching anime. It's a show called Princess of the Moon, which is a play off my favorite anime, Sailor Moon.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And so that's her. She's a nerd all around. And she's like, you know what? If they're not going to do what I want them to do with the tech that I created, I'm going to steal it so they can't do what they want to do. Because I did the research, I made the tech. Legally, it doesn't belong to her because it belongs to the government. for them to do what they want, but she's not worried about that right now.
Yeah.
So by issue 2, we get to see her go through and steal the tech. And you're like, okay, but now what? And you see the consequences of those actions.
Uh-huh. Okay. Now, when you came up with the concept of the gray, I'm pretty sure you guys went through extensive research when it comes down to STEM and making sure the verbiage is correct and stuff like that. And
Man,
and a lot of people don't realize that that does take a lot of work. Because,
it does.
but I saw it like reading, this book on Global Comics, and I was like, wow. Now, how much of you is in this character of the Gray?
Nothing. If anything, she's more like my husband than me.
Really? Okay.
Impulsive, idea person, just wants to jump to get things done. That is so him.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, I think someone even asked, oh no, on one of our confessionals, we have a couple confessional series that dropped while we were trying to talk about the Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
In that, one of the questions I asked him is, well, sorry, he asked me is, which one of our characters is he most like? And no hesitation, I said, Shamika. And he's like, yeah, absolutely. Like, it's crazy how much this Black woman physicist is like this man.
Wow. Okay. Okay. And I'm very much interested in reading the rest of the Gray because, like I said earlier, it's like when you read it on Global Comics, to the viewers here, it is enough to get you interested. And it's like, where's the rest of it? Nah, you gotta take your ass over to midnightcomics.org to go check that out and go
Yeah.
get
And
those
that's
issues.
exactly
So,
what that issue 0 was for. It was just
yeah.
to, because it was part of our Tales from Midnight anthology series. So there were 3 other stories in that one book to do the same thing and see which stories everyone was interested in.
And you know what's funny? I thought about this before we got on the show. I said, I wonder if they have a book of like short stories of each of these characters, and which is genius, which is like absolutely genius because it's like it's enough to get you. It's like, where's the rest of it? And I know Netflix have an anthology series when it comes to like various different animated like shorts or whatever, and then you kind of like want more of that kind of thing. Black Mirror's the same way, but I was like, okay, this is indicative of that. Another character I read today actually was Admani, and that's also was on Global Comics as well. So that definitely grabbed my attention, and especially with her waking up and stuff was on fire. You're like, well, I gotta get a hold of this, that kind of thing. So, what what was your research when it coming up with this particular character?
My life.
Oh.
This is the character that is me.
Okay.
I wrote this story based off of my own struggles with mental health and neurodivergence. But also if I had fire powers, because I always wanted fire powers. I grew up, kind of obsessed with fire. I got in trouble many a time for playing with fire and burning things in my house. Not even gonna not gonna hold you. I got in trouble a lot. It's like, why did you burn this and then hide it under your bed? I just wanted to see what would happen. But also I also grew up, something I learned later in my life. Well, I actually found out about my ADHD pretty early on because my teachers in the elementary school insisted I be tested, which is probably very surprising because that doesn't happen very often, especially for young Black kids, especially even though I live in a predominantly Black area. When I moved here and when I was younger, it was not.
Yeah.
And so all my teachers were actually white. But they were
That's
like, yeah. So I knew I had ADHD, but it wasn't something that was ever catered to. I grew up is when I learned about everything else. The anxiety, depression, the autism, all of that stuff is stuff I learned after I was an adult. And so this story is me bringing that to life, but in a comic book character. So it was very heavily based off me. Her name is Fatima Sherman.
Mm-hmm.
She's Caribbean. Her parents are from Barbados. My grandfather is from Barbados. My grandmother is actually from Antigua, but I figured that would be doing too much. So I just put both her parents from Barbados. So that's why I tell a lot of people are like, oh, we're all. I'm like, I'm second generation American. Thank you. I'm privileged to know a little bit about my heritage, at least on one side of my family.
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to get in arguments with people about that, which was weird.
Yeah, why is that?
Some of us don't know anything about our heritage on either side, and so we get upset when people do know, and I don't really blame them because that's just part of being black in America. It's part of the black experience is
Yeah.
not being able to know your identity. And I'm grateful that since my grandparents came here from the islands, I know that, and my grandfather also did the research into figuring out where in Africa our family came from before that, and I don't remember at the exact moment, but I do know it was West Africa somewhere.
Man, see that's neat. Yeah, that is part of the black experience is that, not a lot of people know where they came from because so much history has been erased. And
Hmm.
then there are some people that are fortunate enough to be able to trace, you know, back their steps and where they came from. And the fact that you traced it all the way back to West Africa, like that is awesome.
Yeah,
Like
I
that
am
is awesome.
grateful to my grandfather who is awesome.
Yeah, especially he retained all that information. Like, yeah, I'm gonna
Mhm.
pass this down to you because this is not about to be forgotten.
Yeah, and he's the only grandfather I got left right now. So
Yeah, yeah. Please, yeah, take advantage of that. I know with my grandparents, they tell me stories too, but as far as like tracing back to out of the states and going across the water,
yeah,
not as much, not as much,
yeah.
especially in the South.
My mom's side,
Yeah, you're gonna have to do like an ancestry or something like that, and hope that's accurate. Like,
yeah.
hope that's accurate. So with Fatima, so you resonate with this character the most out of any other characters in Midnight Comics, or just
Oh yeah, because she's literally based off me.
awesome?
Being Afro Caribbean, dealing with mental health stuff,
Hmm.
uh, all of that.
Yeah, and I always say like when it comes to ADHD and autism, that's a superpower. Basically, I feel like that's an achievement unlocked. There's things that you have access to that other people typically may not. So
Some
that's
days it
that's
feels like it. Some days it just feels like, oh my god, what am I doing? Just let me lay in the bed and leave me alone.
sometimes it get like that. Sometimes it definitely get like that. So you and your hubby have a Kickstarter, and you want to tell us about the Kickstarter for Midnight Comics?
Yes. So, of course, we started this in 2020. So, to celebrate 5 years, which technically was last year, but we wanted to get everything together so it looked pretty and nice for everybody,
Mm-hmm.
we decided to release an omnibus. This is technically a collector's item. It is a 655, I've been saying 75 page omnibus with every story that we have released so far, sneak peeks of stories we are currently working on that haven't been released, character
Mm-hmm.
designs, some behind the scenes on how we work on some of the stories, where some of these ideas came from, thoughts in our head, stuff we just wanted to share with people just to let them know about. All of that stuff is in this book. And it'll be through this Kickstarter, and then it'll be never again. We're also doing mystery boxes. We've partnered with the Taco Noir to bring back the mystery boxes. We did mystery boxes with them last year, and so
Mm-hmm.
we're doing some different mystery boxes. And the cover art that's on the omnibus was actually initially broken up into four different pictures, and so they've been put into four different boxes, and each box has something different. It can be stickers, it can be cut mugs, it can be keychains, it can be lanyards, it can be shirts, it could be just about anything. The mystery box is a mystery box, like what they said on Family Guy. A mystery box can be anything.
Yeah.
Even a boat. There's no boats, but it could be
Yeah.
just about anything. But we also have trading cards and character cards and all kinds of stuff. Like there's a lot in this Kickstarter.
Oh yeah. And this is the Kickstarter. And you can also access it through the website. So if you go to
Hmm.
midnightcomics, .org, and there's something that scrolls past, and when you click on that link, it takes you straight to the Kickstarter. And this is the omnibus, that Tasha is actually talking about. This book is
It's thick.
sturdy and thick. Like I like my pull list. That's how I like my pull list.
Right.
So
Mine's about half as thick as I wish it was, but that's okay.
man, I I I used to be a Wednesday warrior, but
That's
I just can't get there every single Wednesday. I just can't do it.
can't afford it.
No, can't afford it. Yeah, man. I'm like my pockets are gonna be dry.
Right.
And I'm looking, I'm getting married and everything, and what's funny about it is that my fiance, she just recently got into comics because
Oh.
she met Stephanie Williams a few times, and she got Nubia from her, and she got Roots of Madness from her, and stuff signed, and
Hmm.
frat brother Sanford Green works on Bitterroot, and she has the
Yeah.
omnibus,
Yeah, I got that
and
hefty omnibus.
yeah, she got it, and he drew in, and I'm low key jealous because I'm like I'm in the trenches for years, and you just pull up, you getting everything, you getting all the things. So, and she got my Roots of Madness #1 too. She got that. I freely gave it to her, but
Yeah. Yeah, Stephanie's great. We've met, we've spoken several times. Stephanie's always a joy. I've had her
yeah,
on the show. Like,
yeah, for sure. And these are the trading cards, correct?
yes,
Oh
these are
man,
the trading cards. And those covers up above were the books that we can get worked on
uh huh,
when this gets overfunded, because getting it funded will help everybody make sure they get the omnibus. But the real goal is to get it well overfunded, or at least a decent amount overfunded, because then that allows us to start working on some of these books that haven't been done yet. So, of course, Blue Morpho, that issue 0, End of
mm-hmm.
an Era, is already released, but we're trying to get the rest of it done, and we're going for a very old school comic style of art, almost that 70s black and white vibe, but it will be in color,
Mm-hmm.
because that is how the original Butterfly comics were drawn back in the 70s. So we wanted that art style. So it took a minute to find the artist first, but then now the artist, the artist costs money.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, we want to get this omnibus out because we thought it was a cool idea, have a collector's item for people, but also was like, this is how we fund the next books. And I'm seeing, and I was going to post this too. I'm
Mm-hmm.
seeing AI projects get funded and beyond, and we
Man,
struggling.
hold up, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. But see, here's how I feel about AI. That's how I feel about it. Cause, speaking of AI, did you see the most recent news about Disney with OpenAI? Like they're exiting Sora, the AI space.
I
They're
bet they are, after they had to sue them people.
like
They're
it
not
was a
on our
failure.
side; they're on their side.
Exactly, it's a failure, man. It's the thing is, and I know you can attest to this. For me going to like various conventions, comic book or anime conventions, there is the artist alley. And for the
Mhm,
listeners and viewers, if you've never been to a convention, there is an artist alley, but you got to be very, very careful in
mhm.
the artist alley these days because there's some folks that will grab someone else's art and AI generate it and sell it as their own.
Some won't even do that much.
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
some people had oh, what's his face? I forgot his name. Very popular artist, and
Uh, I know who you talk. I think I know who you're talking about.
yeah, some people had stole his art and was selling at the convention, and everybody was just like,
Mm-hmm.
Ozzy.
Ozzy. Yeah, Ozzy the Virus. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody stole Ozzy's art with Sonic, and people was just like, I know that art. There's no
Yes.
way. And so they were sending it to him, and he was just like, yeah. And it happened like 3 different times
Yes.
that people stole his art. It's just like, y'all really gonna like, if you gonna steal, you shouldn't. Can
Yeah.
at least be smart and steal from somebody that isn't very well known on the internet
Right. And his
and
art
in
is
the
very
convention
distinctive.
space. Like, right. Y'all crazy.
Yeah, I think I forgot which convention I went to, and I saw some of his art, and I was like, "Where's Ozzy?" Well, he's not here today, and I was like, "Hmm, interesting. He gonna be here this weekend?" Nah, he's not gonna be here this weekend. I'm like,
Mm.
you know what? I'm gonna just move on. I'm gonna just go over here. I'm gonna just go over here, and yeah, you got to be very careful and like where you get your art from, but you can kind
Yeah.
of pinpoint what is AI art and what's not.
Yeah.
And
And most conventions won't let AI artists in if they
yes,
can help it.
yeah,
But sometimes, especially when it comes to they taking other people's art, they can't tell.
yeah, absolutely. Now you mentioned a few minutes ago the butterfly from the '70s. Can you
Hmm.
educate me on that?
So the butterfly is actually the very first ever African American superheroine to be in a comic book.
Okay.
So like Storm and Vixen, that was later. Butterfly
Uh.
came first, published in I think 1975,
Mm-hmm.
if I recall the correct date, but it was definitely in the mid to late 70s. Um, she was a cabaret singer. She was introduced in Hellrider magazine, which
Mm-hmm.
Hellrider, he kind of works like Our Man, except
Okay.
he doesn't need to take a potion and it's completely random.
Oh.
So
Okay.
he just ran. He had a surgery or some kind of medication. I don't remember. I might need to read it again. And randomly, he gets powers for an hour,
Hmm.
and then he goes away. And so in Hellrider magazine, there were 2 other stories: the Wild Bunch and the Butterfly. All the stories. Oh, 71. My bad. All the stories are connected in the same universe. The Butterfly got 2 issues in that book, and then that was it. She's a cabaret singer. She moonlights as the butterfly. She's out here fighting drug dealers, and the name of the organization is long. I don't feel like saying it, but essentially, they pride themselves on being worse than the KKK,
Yeah.
and she's out here fighting them. And then she becomes public domain. So we decided we were just looking up, older Black superheroes that people may not know about very well, and the butterfly popped up, and we're like, that's a lot of history.
Mm-hmm.
We should do something with that. But we said, we don't want to just use the butterfly. So what we did was we created Boomorpho, Yara Michaels, which is her daughter. So End of an
Okay.
Era is just, you can pick up the butterfly issues 1 and 2, read it, and then you can read End of an Era, which is our book, and it all flows like one cohesive story. And that leads into what happened to her, why she disappeared, and why she stopped fighting, and leads us into the new generation, which is Yara Michaels, her daughter, who grows up in the 90s during the Rodney King incident. She's graduating high school. So she's out there, she's marching and everything, and she gets arrested and she loses her gymnastics scholarship.
Oh. Okay.
So now she's like, what am I going to do? Where do I channel all this anger? She's also a singer, but like right now she can't focus on all that. So what does she do? And then she finds out her mother's secret. And now she has to decide if she wants to do the same thing.
So from what I read, like it immediately put you into it, right? Like
Oh yeah.
she's strapped to a chair and the mask torn off and the guy was like, yeah, it took us a minute to get you, but we finally got you.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't have her. So
You never have.
nah, she got out of there
Now I will
and
say the bodies on the floor, because this was an ambush.
yes.
So the bodies on the floor in the background was the people she went in with.
Oh, snap. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So she was okay. Obviously
That was,
she's a
that
lone
was her
survivor.
crew. So she lost some friends on that mission.
And I remember what she said in the book where she's like, yeah, we got an inside man. Like, there's no way you cast drop on us like that without somebody in the inside letting you know that I was here. Like that kind of thing. And
Yeah.
then now, okay. With Blue Morpho, is that her daughter?
Mm-hmm.
That's her baby girl. Ooh, okay. Okay. I'm already intrigued. I'm already intrigued. Let's go ahead. Look, soon, like when this interview is over, like I need you guys to go to Midnight's Comics and I need y'all to get Blue Morpho because I feel like this one, like all of them really stood out, but I feel like Blue Morpho definitely did because it's like it looks different. And now the fact that you told me there's some historic background to this, dating back to the 70s, that makes me even more intrigued. So, the Willow be
See,
like, listen,
go get the
yeah,
omnibus. You can get it all.
see, yeah, that's true. That's true. Matter of fact, let me see. How much is that? Oh, wait a minute. That's something else I seen that caught my attention. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Finish the
Hold on.
thought. Finish the thought.
Yeah. Dreamweaver. I just
Oh,
caught that.
I can't wait for Dreamweaver.
Wait, okay. Is this one of the new ones or this is
Yes,
ooh,
Dreamweaver is not out yet. It is
oh.
written. I have written and rewritten it.
Uh-huh.
It's just awaiting edits and to find an artist because we had an artist, but we lost the artist. So now we need a new artist. We need someone who can do this a very futuristic sci-fi. This is an Afrofuturism story of a Robin Hood-esque character.
You know what? Hey.
Yeah! They squabbling out there now. Yeah!
With the Jerry
100%.
Curl.
With the Jerry Curl. I'm with that. And, you know, that particular type of genre, because I've been on the Kickstarter before, and I don't know what it is with me and font, and like this type of lettering right here, I was like, yep, I'm in here. Then I look at the background, like, yep, I'm already locked in, because it feels like, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, just by looking at this, it feels like kind of like Blade Runner vibes a little bit, just by the picture, and also it's a Netflix series. It only lasted for 2 seasons. Anthony Mackie was on the second season in Escape. It's one of my favorite ones.
I'm so bad with
Because
names. I
think Joe McKinnon is in the first season too. Because you can like jump bodies, like you put the chip in the back of the neck.
Okay, I was like, I think I don't talk about the name escapes me.
Yes, the name escapes me, but I'm already locked in. You ain't got to sell. You ain't got to sell me, Tasha. You ain't got to sell me on that one. I'm already locked in.
I'm locked in.
I'm already locked in. If the covers got me, it's already got me. You ain't got to. You got 10 minutes synopsis. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. He says Black Mirror. No, it wasn't Black Mirror. It wasn't Black Mirror. It was dang it.
I think he was typing that already before you said it.
Altered Carbon.
Yes.
Yep.
This is his favorite game to play. Guess that actor or guess that movie or guess that what TV series, whatever. This is his favorite game to play. His dad used to make it play growing up, so he has to know things. He has to know random things.
Same way. Like random pieces of knowledge. That's me, and I know I annoy my fiance a lot with that. But
it only annoys me when we play trivia games.
Yeah, and you also have a team too outside. You and your husband. I noticed Krizette Kai, God Hand, artist.
And yeah, Kai is going to be on God Hand. Kai is an awesome artist. She's awesome, period. But she's an awesome artist. If you've ever seen her work, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
She has a one-shot. She has a web comic, and then that web comic continues in a physical book, and it's really good. We have it all.
Man,
and we were like, yeah, you for the manga, for this manga, considering our main character is a half black, half Japanese woman, we need you on that.
Ooh, so this is also one of the newer ones, correct?
Yes. So all the ones listed down here are stories that are written, but still need to be drawn. As far as like Soul is out, obviously, but Soul issue 4 is being worked on. So God Hand is actually a Super Sentai story.
Oh, locked
about
in.
a half black, half Japanese girl who
Hmm.
joins the most dysfunctional Super Sentai team you've ever seen.
Well, Tasha, you're gonna take all my monies. I'm just I'm just gonna let you know. Because what's funny about it is I knew about the omnibus, and I think someone on Threads like, man, y'all gotta chill out with these Kickstarters because it was like so many Kickstarters with like
Oh,
black
it was Ernie.
creators on it. That was
It
Ernie.
was Ernie.
Like I'm broke. I can't eat. So, and I'm gonna be in the same boat. I'm gonna be in the same boat because I'm
Hey, I've
looking
been in
at,
that boat for years, sir.
yeah, yeah.
Ever since before we started making comic. I don't know if you saw the video we posted of our indie black comic collection. Uh, I don't know if anyone has a bigger collection than we do. I honestly, and that was only the black stuff
Hmm.
because that was the trend at the moment. Right after BlurCon was the black stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, that didn't include the other POC books,
Hmm.
or of course the non-POC books.
Yeah. It will be like the summer coming and they ain't looking pretty.
Summertime and the living ain't easy.
Oh my gosh, man. Ugh. It's gonna be enjoyable time. It's gonna be an enjoyable time for me. I like God Hand, Super Sentai. So I'm trying to differentiate what I'm gonna give my fiance and what I'm gonna give to myself. So,
Yeah,
that
I gotta share the
Dreamweaver,
omnibus.
yeah, that omnibus. You know what? Low key, I might not because she got the omnibus for Bitterroot. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? And
don't
Sanford
be
and drew in
bitter.
it. Yeah, I was being a little petty. We both petty a little bit. So, so, but low key though, I probably would give her definitely Armani, because I feel like she would definitely resonate with that character. Um, and I'm like you. I did like fire back in the day. I wasn't setting nothing on fire in the house, but outside I was like, all right, this looks cool. Let's see what happens. And I was a science kid too, so like something I can experiment on. Because my mom used to take me to the library. You remember those eyewitness science books?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, check them out every single time. Like anything for chemical
Those are
reactions.
fairs.
Yeah, I was in it.
Love book fairs.
Oh yeah, Scholastic Book Fairs when you had a fresh 20 on you.
Mm. I
Yeah,
hate it when I ain't had no money.
one time. That's
Somebody
all it
buy
took.
me anything. I got $1. I can get a bookmark. I
Yep, dollar a
know I
bookmark.
love books. Why would you send me to the book fair broke?
Yeah, like a book. All right, like I mean, or a pencil, or the mechanical pencil. They got the little lead pellets in
Yeah.
there. One time, she did that to me one time. That was the last time though. She like, I need a fresh 20. We got Troll and Scholastic coming. I
At least let me do some Scholastic. Just let me get a new book. I'll be okay. I don't need. I
yeah
don't need. That's fine. Like
yeah
I have so many books.
yeah. Give me a car at least. Give me that car poster. Something I can just take home. You know what I mean? But I have like, um, just by like I said, mom always made sure I read books. She always took me to the library, and that's always been my thing. And then Book It just amplified that.
Oh man, I love books. See,
Man,
I was the kid. You didn't have to make sure I read. I was going to read. Period. Like I
yeah.
went to the library on my own, and I was that kid that you see on the wall at the library that has the most minutes for the summer reading program. That was me.
Mm-hmm.
I have a picture in my house right now of me standing there with my coupon and my pizza party and literally broke the record um, for the most hours read for the summer reading program. Always had top scores on what was that AR tests
Mm-hmm.
that we took. They, don't- they still take those, but they don't do. It's not the same
No, no, it's not the
at
same.
all.
Yeah, it's not the
Yeah,
same.
I was a reader.
Yeah,
It
same.
also helped that I read fast, so I could take like 3 AR tests a week
And it was
on chapter books.
nuts. I was like, the thicker the better. Like it's just if it's a thick book, I'm like, that's a challenge. I'll take that
Yeah,
challenge.
and I read it in a day.
Yeah, yeah. I think one of my favorite books growing up was a Phantom Toll Booth. That's like one of my favorite books.
Oh, I remember that.
and obviously I mean Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Roald Dahl stuff and Beverly Cleary stuff, Julie Bloom. Like,
Meanwhile, I'm sitting there in third grade reading A Child Called It and Roots. Jesus.
hey man, listen, I ain't mad at it. It is thick. Like it is a thick book, man.
I had an interview earlier, and it was a school interview.
Hmm.
And I was saying I was like third grade. I was reading my dad's college books, so we had Roots, we had A Child Called It, we had a book called Ishmael, which is about this big gorilla that escapes from the zoo. I haven't read it in ages, so I don't remember exactly. I'm pretty sure I still have it somewhere because my dad
Hmm.
left it. And there was two books for that, and it was actually really good. I'm gonna reread that book because I haven't read it in years, and it was a good book.
The book I wanted to read like when I was a kid was Treasure Island, but I never really finished it for whatever reason. I don't know why I didn't finish that book, but I think something else just caught my attention. And then, I
I remember
mean,
reading it, but it's been
yeah, halfway through it, and I think Goosebumps showed up, and then it was a
oh,
wrap for me.
Goosebumps take my life over.
It was
I love horror.
I was out of there. You just count to three. I'm out of there because like
Give me
mama,
Goosebumps, Nancy Drew, Boxcar Children.
yeah, easily. It was like, man, anytime my mom got me a Goosebumps book, I finished it in about 2 hours.
Hmm.
But mom, I'm done with it. You got
Yep.
any more of them? You got any more of them Goosebumps?
I have like two of those Choose Your Own Adventure Goosebumps books. I've read them from cover to cover several times. I've gotten all the endings
Yeah,
multiple times. I'm like,
yeah. For some reason, I ducked Field Street. Maybe because I was too chicken to read it. That's probably what it was. I was like, Field
oh,
Street was just
what?
taking it. I think I felt like Field Street took it a step further. I was like, people getting murdered, but I was like, I don't want to go there quite yet. I don't want to have nightmares. But um, what's funny about like my fourth grade teacher, like she let me read her private stash, like behind the desk. No other kids could read it except for me. Like she like you can take one of these books home and bring it back. I was like,
My mom was a teacher, and so when summer started, I would be at the school wandering around. So I would just take books.
yeah, yeah. No, I
Is
mean,
people left books in their lockers. People left books in the locker room in the gym. Sometimes the librarian will be like, "Oh, I got some books back there. We don't need any more. Here you go." Because I was just a kid wandering to school, and so
hmm,
she would just give me stuff. I also got some
yeah,
free clothes out of it too a couple times. Because again, my mom was a high school teacher, and I was a pretty tall 10 to 13-year-old, and so people would leave jackets and pants and stuff, and be like, the janitor will be going around and was like, "Well, I'm about to throw this out." Well, I will take it because that looks comfy.
yeah. Like don't throw it in the trash. I got it. I got you on that. And it's funny. Like my mom's a teacher, still is. Like kids cut class to go to her class, which is
Yeah. Now
crazy.
my
You
mom
think?
has gone up. Is my mom is training teachers now and head of the department and whatever.
Awesome. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So, I know the hashtag DC So White campaign that is
Hmm.
going on continuously because we still have yet to
As it
get
shall.
a yes. It's still going to continue. um, is there any particular character that you would like to see, as an ongoing series in DC?
JB and I have talked about this offline
Mm-hmm.
and a little bit online, but it's always going to be Vixen.
See, okay, I kind of had a feeling, but I like all right.
I
Who?
I've been a good girl
Uh huh.
ever since I have my own podcast that
Uh huh.
specifically talks about Black women in comics. I was able to do my own whole hour show specifically on Vixen. I got to complain about Vixen not being used. I got to talk about her backstory. I got to talk about the couple animations. I got to talk about, her introduction to Justice League. My co-host and I talked about her design and all, like, for like an hour and 15 minutes, we just talked Vixen. And so I think I got some of my soapbox out of my system at that point in time. This was
Mm-hmm.
mid last year. Because before that, I would be on a Vixen soapbox constantly, at least a couple times a year. I
Mm-hmm.
would be on a Vixen soapbox, just
So
talking about how we need more Vixen. Um, Vixen is vastly underutilized. DCKO pissed me off.
Yep, man.
Because how do
Man.
you vaguely introduce Vixen and Black Lightning and then let them fight a little bit and then they're out?
Out of
You
there.
didn't even know they were in that first issue until they said that they were moving on. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Where'd they come from?
Yeah. Easily.
And then they were gone.
DCKO, man. DCKO pissed me off to a
It was
high
also
level.
trash. It was also just bad.
Yes, it was. It definitely was. Because I know I told Jay Penuma this, is that they advertised this big bracket, right? And you already got these characters here, right? Now, the only caveat is that you had a bunch of black characters on one side. That means it was going to minimize the amount of black characters that are going to come through. I peeped that. But still yet, the brackets, right? First issue, Battle Royal, cool. You got to, you got to trim the herd a little bit. I got you. Second issue, we got to find these items. Same premise, Battle Royal, but then you give us the brackets at the end of it, which is significantly shorter than the brackets that you advertise. And I was like, I'm not reading this anymore. I'm not even going to cover this.
Connor Hawk could be here anyway.
Yeah. Like, come on, man.
No shade to Connor. He's cool. He gives us some representation for I think Connor is non-binary. If I don't remember, I think. So no shit. But like, really, of all people.
I mean,
I feel like we were sold a big lie with DCKO, just a huge lie, and it pisses me off because the two black characters we got to see briefly were just scooted to the side, probably to make us excited to come back to the next issue after we saw them at the end.
Yeah.
It was not a good story, and everything we were sold hopes and dreams and bull.
Yeah.
Because all this stuff that they showed us to hype it up, and then it was so anticlimactic. I didn't even read the last issue.
I'm supposed
to go and find someone on YouTube to just tell me what happened, because I'm not reading it.
No, I couldn't give it my money. I really couldn't. I was like, man, I mean, just by the start of it, you kind of already got an idea, right? Okay, Superman's gonna be at the end of this. Just by reading the first issue, just what Lex Luthor told Supes, I'm like, okay, this foreshadowing.
In that case, then you don't know. Batman came back. So you know what Night Fight was?
Yeah,
Night Fight was Batman fighting his way through all the Bat family to earn his spot back in DCKO. And so
that was 2 packs of ass.
Why?
Yep.
Why?
So this white man can fight his way back in the tournament, but we can't get justice for Vixen and Black Lightning.
Man, I had picks. I had wild picks too, like who I wanted to win. Part of me wanted Big Barter to get that dub.
Oh, that would have been great.
I was like, man, I was beamed in on Barter. Then okay, she got taken off the board quick. I'm like, part of me wanted John Stewart to get it. Mr. Terrific, because like I'm like, Mr. Terrific wasn't even in the tournament at all, which I feel like that was criminal. But
they said take this little bit of melanin you see in the distance and enjoy it.
And it definitely was in the distance. like here you go. Here's this fresh palette of seasoning. We're gonna throw it away. We're gonna throw this away. Now, for me, like my introduction to Vixen was with Bruce Timm's, Justice League Unlimited. I fell in love with Vixen. Like, I feel like this the perfect fit for John Stewart. Like, I mean, at that point, I was like, man,
like, hey, Vixen was always better for John.
Yeah,
suck it. And I like Shayera, but
Vixen was a real one though. Vixen was like, all right, I know what he is. Let the best woman win. Like, that was just straight up and down on the reels. I'm like, man, you got to choose her, man. Ain't no way.
I always knew what was gonna happen. It was
Still, yeah.
foreshadowed, and then their son popped up, and it's like, well, that's all she wrote.
Yeah. Like the moment she walked in the elevator and Jon Snow was like, Judas Priest. And I was like, yes, rap. It's it's over for you, my boy. It's done. But yeah, I really wouldn't mind a Vixen solo series. I mean,
I would love one, and I know 2 Black women specifically who have put in for one. So y'all got two options at least for stories to choose from.
I know at least one. I know at least one of them.
I know 2. I actually already knew about that one. Well, I didn't know what the pitch was because she couldn't talk about it yet, but I knew about the pitch. So because we talked. But there have been 2 pitches put in for Vixen.
I wanted to go
both
down.
good pitches.
I
know both of them.
I think considering what we did with the Dakota incident and with the second printing, I feel like DC's been put on notice. Like, yo, we gotta do something.
Apparently, yes, they have been put on notice. They know what's happening.
Yeah.
So
I'm 100% down for Vixen. I would get all the variant covers and then some. I probably won't share them with my significant other. You know what? I would
get whatever cover I like the most because I can't afford all of the covers. Because if that was the case, I would have all the covers for Green Lantern right now because they all slap.
Yeah. Are you talking about Green Lantern or Green Lantern Corps?
No, Absolute Green Lantern.
Absolute Green Lantern. Oh, yeah, for sure.
All the covers slap, but I have to choose one every week.
I fully understand. So it may be like every 2 weeks or so, I'll go by the comic book store and like pick up the stuff I need to pick up. And I just recently did a video. It came out today for listeners. After this show ends, y'all can go check that out. I did coverage on Nightwing and the issue 136. But the thing is, I read Leaping Into the Light because there's a DC compact comic that's out. I know about how much of a genuine human being Dick Grayson is. It's already been said within the comic book space and on the fandom space as well. So when I read Leaping Into the Light, I was like, man, this guy's a genuine human being. Like, what do he do when he get a billion or so dollars? I feed the homeless, and you get a room at the Four Seasons for a month. Let me know if you need something else. Off rip.
Dick was tired of Bruce's bull crap. That's why. Easily,
and the fact that Afro had no ends, he's like, I had billions. He's like, what? He washed my drawers. Like, what? And Barbara was like, because that's what he wanted to do. Because, you're like a son to him. So take this money and do what you want to do with it.
The only thing you have to get past with Dick is that he is a man whore.
Yes.
He is sweet human, but he is a man whore. Y'all just gotta.
The man got wrists. All right, he be pulling them. He be pulling them. I was like, boy, what are you doing out here, man? Settle down. Relax.
Knocking on his door. Corey answered the door. Awkward.
Yeah, right. Like, oh, what you need? Oh, you looking for him? Hey, Barbara's at the door.
Okay, cool. Never mind. I'll call him later or something. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Like, man, yeah, that man is out here. That man is out here. Outside of that, but yeah. So I did cover Nightwing. I am going to get the second printing of the Dakota incident. Is because I know with the hashtag DC So White, Marvel is not completely off the hook either. Because when you look at, we had Miles Morales, but they can't just say, here, you got Miles Morales. No, we need more of that. And they shot us that Bishop, which coming out in
third.
Yeah.
But it's still a miniseries, guys.
Yeah, there's like, so y'all on their neck, but look at this Bishop right here, this miniseries Bishop.
Like, don't worry, we come for y'all. DC is the worst offender right now, and I said this on, I want to say 3 episodes ago, on the CU podcast. I was like, DC and Marvel got different problems. We'll talk about them.
Yeah. Now, is there any particular Marvel character you would like to see have an ongoing series?
That's harder because I feel like Storm finally got her series recently.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Storm's
Miles
getting
could
hold low
probably
key.
use another thing, but with everything going on with Miles right now, I'm slightly annoyed.
Yeah.
It would be nice to see either Riri make a comeback or see oh man, who was I gonna say?
Misty?
Moon Girl. Oh, actually, you know what? I would love to see Misty get in her own series, but I don't think they would know what the fuck to do. So let's let Moon
Yeah.
Girl just have a nice little, because she gets like
She gets sprinkles.
here and there. She'll get
Yeah.
something real quick, but it would be nice to see her have like something ongoing for a minute. Just let us see her for a little while.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
I'm
series
100%
already
game
got
for that.
canceled.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, unfortunately, like with that.
Do something like DC did with Harley. Harley Quinn with the animated series, when the animated series was on hiatus, it wasn't canceled, it was on hiatus, but still, where you get a Moon Girl tie-in to the animated show.
Yeah. Absolutely. For me, it would be Misty Knight because that'd be so out of the box, and I'd
Yeah.
be super intrigued by that.
I'd be scared.
That too, unless it's like the right writer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. I need to know who's writing it, because other
Yeah.
than that, I'd be scared. I would say a good backup for me would probably be Luke Cage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be down with that too.
Or even if you don't get a whole Luke Cage series, can we bring back Heroes for Hire?
Yeah, Power Man, Iron Fist, like that was really good for that standpoint. I like Black Panther in the crew. Like I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. I
You
need to
know,
finish up I need to finish up Intergalactic Panther,
yeah,
because I
and
haven't finished that. I haven't finished that yet.
hey, Joseph Villa
Oh
said,
yes,
hey,
I did see that actually. I don't have a Twitter, so I saw a screenshot, but I did see that, and we thank you very, very much. That is great, and I agree. Get us over the finish line. Get us beyond. Get some of those books. Help this man get these books he's excited for,
yeah,
because he was like he wants this, 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 and this. And I was like, in order to get that, and that, we got to get a lot more, because that's gonna fund those books.
yes, absolutely,
And no, I don't.
yeah.
Tell me who's writing it, and then I'll see.
Yeah.
I'll see.
I mean, I got somebody in mind who I would like to see. And I was
I
like,
got two people.
that'd be perfect to it. And I feel like Storm is getting hold low key because
I still got to get on that Rogue Storm. So I don't. But I keep hearing everybody be like, yeah, it wasn't what I was expecting. I'm like, oh no,
no,
no.
you know what? Okay, the Age of Revelation debacle. Like you could have just let that be adjectiveless X-Men and just let that be a standalone story, and leave Uncanny alone, leave Storm alone, and everything else. You could have left all that alone. But I think with Maria and Gail, they really did tie in. I feel like they did tie in the best of their ability. What's going on in the original series to what would happen in the future or whatever the case may be. They did the best they could, and I did enjoy Road Storm, but I did want to go back to brass tacks. I really want to go back to the Storm series after the Thunder War. It wasn't bad, like it wasn't bad, but
I've heard a lot of mixed reception. I'm still trying to catch up on my Storm on Storm, because I got sidetracked, and then couldn't go to the shop after getting sidetracked, and so now finally getting my stuff back, catching up on those last 2 issues of Absolute Green Lantern, and getting the last couple issues of Storm, so that I can go into both of those series. So I will temper my expectations, because everybody's been kind of like, I'm like,
yeah. Rogue Storm is okay. Rogue Storm is okay.
Yeah.
I said this on my show a couple of times that Rogue Storm and Unbreakable X-Men was like my two favorite books out of that whole Age of Revelation. Like if I had to
Mm.
pick, it'd have been those two books, mainly because of who's writing them. So, and I find it weird that there's too many series of Storm. Like even though this one is a continuation of the last thing that's going on, and it's not, you know, why don't we just let it be ongoing and just call it
That
that?
was strange to me, but also I was just like, yeah, that's par for the course, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm a huge X-Men fan since like 8 years old. So like
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
Even if
I'm,
I'm upset.
yeah. X-Men is what got me into comics in the first place. Like just, that's
It's what
when I
got me heavy into comics. Like
yeah.
it's what made me a serious comic reader. I was reading like Archie before that in the
Mm-hmm.
supermarket and like the funnies and stuff. But I
Yeah.
don't. And I was talking about this earlier with somebody. Is I didn't realize I was well. She didn't realize that she read comic books because she was reading Archie and the funny papers, and I was like, comics are all over. See, look at you. You said you didn't read comics, but you read Archie comics and you read the funny papers. Look at you now.
Mm-hmm.
Comics is a medium.
It is. Absolutely. And it's funny how things come full circle. It's like from comic books to anime watchers to manga
Mhm.
readers, it's like, oh, this is like a taboo thing in the black community. If you like that, you just a super nerd and you get picked at or whatever. But now
See, I
everybody's
was
on it.
thinking about it growing up because they was picking on me anyway. Because
Yeah.
I read books and I had big old Coke bottle glasses and I was tall, taller than I was the tallest person in my class, and my brother was the shortest person in his class. It's crazy.
Man, there's no in between. It's like,
He's taller than me now,
okay.
but
Oh,
for most of his grade school life, he was the shortest person in his class.
man. Man. And yes, I do have to correct myself because I'm gonna have to put these links in the description below on how to access midnightcomics.org and also the Kickstarter. Joseph Illich already put y'all on notice. Like, hey, I need to get them across. Hey, do what you gotta do because I already see 3 books that I want, and that omnibus is calling me. Like it's like right here. It's like
It's called.
it's right here, right? So I mean, like I'm gonna have to have a
Grab it so you can get
conversation.
those other books done.
Yeah, gotta
Because
have a
when I
conversation.
say I had the most fun writing Dreamweaver, I
Mm.
have fun writing the Gray, but I had the most fun writing Dreamweaver than any other story to until the time that I wrote Dreamweaver. It was
Now,
crazy.
okay, without spoiling it, because I know you're trying to avoid it. What
So
made it?
because it's so
What made it fun for you to actually write Dreamweaver?
it's a doozy.
Okay.
I when Dreamweaver issue 1 comes out, all I'm gonna say is pay attention to everything on the page.
Hmm.
It's
But
it's
like the
it's
background stuff. See, I like stuff like that
all
though
over the
because
place.
I like stuff like that. Wait a minute. You said one of your favorite anime is Sailor Moon, right?
Yes.
Okay. What about Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
Oh, I love Full Metal Alchemist as a whole.
Because
I personally think you should watch the original series and then watch Brotherhood because the original series I feel added in some more emotional scenes and
yeah.
some extra stuff that is really good to know
Mm-hmm.
and see before you read Brotherhood, and they take that stuff out. And I know it's closer to the manga,
Yeah.
but some of
Absolutely.
that stuff felt needed. It's like how I feel about Sailor Moon. I've read the manga more times than I can count now.
Yeah.
And I have also watched the original 90s anime and I've watched Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, and I'm not the only one because I've talked to other Moonies, believe the 90s anime gave the characters more depth. It barely followed the manga. It
Yeah.
hit all the stuff, but there was I say that Sailor Moon is filler the anime.
Yeah.
Because there's so much in there that didn't happen in the manga. But it gave the characters more depth. You learned so much more about their personalities and stuff. Some of the personalities were wrong a little bit. Like Sailor Mars is not this boy crazy, lovesick puppy type in the manga. She's very stern, very strict, very much about her religion and stuff. And that is a trade-off. But you get to see these girls interact and become friends rather than just be friends.
Yeah.
And that's no slight to the manga because I love the manga. But Crystal felt so dead in comparison. I loved seeing things be more manga accurate, but it felt so dead. Everything just kind of moved so quickly. It worked better in manga form.
And you know what's crazy about that is that, like with Full Metal, right? That was everybody's first introduction. Yeah, I enjoyed Brotherhood more, but I do understand the emotional depth part that you're talking about. And so, like with Sailor Moon, like, you know, growing up, Sailor Moon wasn't my thing. You know, it was other stuff. But I did catch a few episodes. And then, even back then, I was like, damn, Sailor Moon can whip Goku's ass. You're like, it just...
So, okay. So, see, my excuse for people not knowing what that was that most people don't read the manga because it's, you know, Sailor Moon, and most people did not finish the series. But see, now they have no excuse because you realize that without finishing the series.
Yeah. Yeah, it's out there. It is out there. But because as long as the original series was running on Toonami, and because that was a lot of people's introduction to that too, as well, you are absolutely correct. Because you spent time with each of these characters. Like, yeah, some of them were wrong, like you said, but still yet, though, you got attached. You get to know who's your favorite, who, you know, and all this other stuff, and what each of this means. And then when you watch the more, you know, the uncut version of it and know what really it is, and then it's like, it just solidifies your feelings in it. You know what I mean? So you said Fullmetal Alchemist, right? So when you said this, like, pay attention to everything that's on the page, I immediately went to Fullmetal Alchemist because there is a particular scene in Fullmetal where you see Edward and Alphonse, and you see them like we right here, but Teacher is back here with her back turned, like just looking at stuff. I'm like, okay. So that what I immediately went to when you said pay attention to everything. I'm like, wait a minute, are you a Fullmetal fan? Because that's when I started learning those subtleties.
This was more... You got to read it when it comes out. Whatever gets drawn, you just got to read it and you'll understand.
Okay.
Because it wasn't inspired by Fullmetal Alchemist, but I have definitely watched Fullmetal Alchemist at least once a year. And we always watch both series with my daughter. Because she loves anime. The only thing actually currently in any of our books inspired by anything Fullmetal Alchemist is actually Soul's suit.
Oh.
So you know how Greed has the thing, it comes up over him as like a protective like shell almost. Cover, Soul's suit is inspired by that.
Oh.
So whenever stuff goes down, you'll see in like issue 3 of Soul that there's a panel we've posted to. He's walking and the suit is forming over him. Oh, that was inspired by Greed.
Okay.
Why are we laughing?
Why are we laughing? Is this where is this joy that you're feeling?
Yeah, man, that is. What? But Dreamweaver is it's so off kilter. I can't even talk too much about why I had the idea that I had to where you have to pay attention. Oh, actually, no. I can say this, and it will absolutely not answer any of your questions.
Okay. Good.
Some of the idea of a little bit of what I did is partially inspired by something that happens in My Hero Academia.
Oh, yeah.
It answers nothing. But if you're able to figure it out, you might understand what I mean.
Absolutely answers nothing. because there's a lot of things that happened in My Hero Academia. So
Yeah, there was like I was like, "Ooh, we should do this, 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 and this," and I was like, "Ooh, like in My Hero Academia when da 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 da."
right.
So that just helped me understand more of how to do what I was trying to do in writing it.
Okay.
I'm not on the edge of spoiling anything. I'm not you.
You say it's usually me on the edge. It's usually me.
It
But
is.
yeah, I'm gonna definitely pop in for Dreamweaver. That's happening. And you know what? I just noticed something. I just noticed something on the cover too. I just noticed something on the cover, and I'm surprised it took me this long.
Oh,
This right
you
here.
noticed something no one ever said. Oh, notice something no one's ever noticed before.
Yeah. Oh, nobody noticed this?
No one's ever noticed that before. You shared the
Oh.
cover a lot.
Yeah, I'm in there. I'm in there like somewhere. You ain't, don't worry about it. This book is bought. Okay. This book is bought. Don't even worry about it. And I like books like that. I really do like books like that. Something that just, takes me by surprise. And it's like, oh man, you think one way, but another thing happens, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think I'm gonna keep Dreamweaver for me. At Monty, I'm gonna definitely get that for the missus. I'm gonna hook her up with that. So now when it comes down to God Hand, yeah, I do see the Super Sentai. I do love the artwork in this thing too. And you said that Kai has a webtoon, correct?
Yes, she does.
Okay.
It's called Flip Flop.
It's called Flip Flop?
Mm-hmm.
Why do I think I've seen that before?
You might have.
Okay.
Black male protagonist at a very interesting special school.
School. Is it a martial arts school?
No.
Okay.
I mean, they do learn how to fight and stuff a little bit, but they're fighting these monsters almost. So like it's very good. I'm supposed to be writing a review for my website, and I need to get back to it. I wrote enough reviews pretty much to be able to put up a review every week for the rest of the year already. So
yeah. Okay. And you know what? I feel proud of myself. Yeah, I'm the first one to actually see that. I feel proud of myself.
yeah, you are the first one, at least to point it out.
Still got it, man. And this is God Hand, ladies and gentlemen. Like the Super Sentai part of it, I dig it. I see some Power Rangers. Low key see some Ronin Warriors stuck up in there too a little bit, but I'm with it 110%. 110%. Man, so Tosh, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Finally, man, and I'm so glad we was able to adjust our schedules, because originally we were supposed to do a live show yesterday, but we moved it to today, and this has been an awesome experience. And one more time, tell the listeners, tell the viewers out there, how can they go out and support Midnight Comics, and where can they go follow Midnight Comics and you on Threads?
Please, if you're going to follow me, do follow me on Threads. My Instagram page is for theater and acting. And I feel like people come there looking for comics, which I do occasionally post about, but not a lot. But please go to midnightcomics.org, midnightcomics.org. You can pretty much find everything there, including the link to the Kickstarter, which is happening right now. Go back to the Kickstarter, help us get these books. So this man can get these books because he really wants these books. But help us get the books. You can find Midnight X Comics on all social media except for Facebook and YouTube. We're just Midnight Comics. And you can find me on Threads at official_Tashi_J, official_TOSHIJ, like it says right there, TOSHIJ with an O, not an A. If you want to come to Instagram, that's fine, I guess. Just, expect more theater acting stuff than comics, but it'll be there occasionally. Also, I guess if you're interested, you can also check out On Instagram, Melanin Minds 24, also on YouTube, Melanin Minds 24, where I talk to Black women in comics and about Black women in comics.
Oh yeah, we definitely gonna be talking offline too after because I don't know if Jay Penumbra talked to you about it or not, but we talk about it offline. We talk about it offline after the show. I have ideas. Okay, I have ideas. But yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, this is how you can find the Queen of Midnight Comics and the King of Midnight Comics, because he's actually been in the comment section. He was actually
He has been.
yeah, he's been Midnight Comics and yes, word of advice to Mr. Jones. Capcom Fight Collection Volume 2, because they got Capcom vs. SNK on it, and Rival Schools, by the way. They got a whole
Sadly, he knows these things. That's the sad part.
Oh man. Okay.
He's disappeared. I can hear him. He's talking. He's not in the comments anymore.
Yeah, I'm not. You know what? I ain't gonna throw my mans under the bus. I ain't doing that. Support. I get support. But yeah, thank you again for being part of the show. This won't be the last time. We definitely gonna be shooting the breeze, and definitely gonna have you and Jay Penumbra together. The Comics Unmasked crew on there.
Oh, then don't forget about B-Rex.
B-Rex, yes, yes, man. Because
you gotta include B-Rex.
Oh yeah, everybody. I want all the Comics Unmasked on the show one day, and we can shoot the breeze and air our grievances and share our enjoyment of comics. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and that notification bell, because when it comes to that notification bell, there's a little drop down box. So when you select all, that lets you know of all of our content live or recorded. So see you guys next time. Peace.